Here we go, boys and girls. Go!
I'm nervous. Okay. So I'm sure we can all agree that we felt awkward getting up here and talking about ourselves for a while. So I took the easy way out and decided to go Dr. Seuss style. Maybe because I loved rap so much growing up, and that's really no mystery. But really, it's just a cop-out so I can look at this paper to relay my personal history. Okay, I'm ready to do this. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go back in time so I can reminisce. It was almost okay, I can't see. It was almost exactly 3 years later, after Babar was birthed, that I decided to wait and finally be earthed. It's a running joke in the family, you see, that Catherine finally pushed me down to earth so I could finally be. So it was on Earth Day in 1987. Yes, April 22nd was the day I was kicked out by Catherine from heaven. And yes, that was 2 weeks ago, and I'm still waiting for 10 plus presents is what I'm calculating. Anyway, I was sent to Utah for my grand homecoming to parents and siblings who had no idea what was coming. Looking through baby pictures, it's now so clear how certain things shape me year after year. It explains my obsession of Hawaii alpacas, llamas in Peru. Oh. I mean, look at this picture. I was riding a llama before they were even coo. Now, obviously, I don't remember much about my younger years as a girl, but I'm not going to lie, I had some really cute curls. Unfortunately, my days of being a cute little girl were literally cut short. Because we all soon found out I hated all things girl and instead loved every sport. It probably started with baseball in those diaper days, but the outward tomboy lasted, sadly, till about 5th grade. I couldn't help it. It was the days of Nike, basketball, and MJ that made my hatred of Barbies and girl things bloom in an unhealthy way. I loathed having my hair brushed each and every day, and so I decided one day I just wanted my hair to go away. So there we were at the hair salon when Mom left for a short time and left me alone with the hairdresser so I could commit my crime. Cut it short is probably what I suggested with pride. And so she did, and my mom came back totally mortified. Now I can't forget to give an honorable mention to Olivia out there, who gave me part 2 of my haircut affair. I'm like shaking, I don't know why. I thought it needed to be shorter and she needed practice cutting hair. Mom was gone, so it was a done deal. And pretty quick I was back in that chair. So here's a few pictures to show you when my looks really peaked, so enjoy. And no, that's not golden. It's me and not a little boy. I had to cut Jared out, I felt so bad. So her son Jared and I were like besties growing up, and I just loved him. Okay.
Yep.
That's her on the right.
Like, what was I thinking? I know, you just complimented me. Like, why was I wearing this shirt? Was that your shirt?
No, I have no idea. Oh, that's Tommy's, that's right.
Okay.
Garth Brooks doesn't.
I'm sorry. It's fine. I loved it. I really did.
There it is.
Alright, thankfully, my boy phase died in middle school because we all know if that continued, it would have been all too cruel. Maybe I was tired of being told I was in the wrong restroom, or maybe because all of a sudden I liked every boy with a pulse, I presume. But really, who wants to relive middle school again? Because my awkward face pictures are enough to explain. There could have been better, I just couldn't find them. Okay. Now on to starting high school, which was my worst nightmare. So it was a huge blessing to have my really, really popular older sister, Barbara, right there. She let me hang out with her friends, which was always a highlight, which was a miracle because most of the time I was so far from a delight. I mean, it's no secret I loved teasing my siblings on the fly, like leaving a hairy note on the shower wall, just saying a friendly hi. She used to write with him in here in the sky. I couldn't pass up on gleeking on you if you stood too close, and definitely couldn't resist stealing Barbara's grilled cheese right under her nose. But anyway, I entered high school and became painfully shy, so much so that I pretty much shunned every single guy. The thought of actually kissing one and being someone's main squeeze scared me more than my greatest fear in this life, who goes by the name of Chuck E. Cheese. By some miracle, I had like a deathly fear of him. Okay. By some miracle, I was still asked to school dances, but to be honest, I was more excited about the free meal and saving on finances. In school, I fully embraced the family name given of Miss Persistent because I was scared to get in trouble so much, because I was scared to get in trouble, so I was on time with literally every homework assignment. And at home, if I needed something done ASAP, you had to do it, and do it then, or else I was there hugging your kneecap. I also continued to sing in the choir, and I'm not really sure why, because my teacher was so scary, I sincerely tried never to look her in the eye. But I still love to play sports along with my famous mad face. But listen, I just really needed to win that track race.
Look at her arms, they're amazing.
Okay.
I'm a little
But
That's my dress! That's my dress!
But seriously, I made the best of friends during my high school years, mostly because we did things that would bring us to laughing with tears. Then graduation came, and on to BYU Idaho I went, where every penny paid there was all very well spent. I'm pretty sure I spent half of college. I'm pretty sure half of college was spent laughing and dressing up in odd attire, or pulling funny pranks like putting hot dog octopuses on people's car antenna wire. It's a great one. Always a good one. Okay, but after a couple years, my dad's wise prophecy came at me one day. The one where he told me, the minute you meet your husband, you're going to run the other way. And so enter Sam when he was fresh off his mission from Peru, and it was a brand new semester, and I was assigned to figure out who was who. I was asked to take pictures of everybody in our ward, so I walked into his apartment, thought he was cute, and was definitely on board. This is the day I met Sam.
He's on the left.
He's on the left. Our first date was go-karting and flying styrofoam planes in the air, and for the first time in my life I thought, hey, this could go somewhere. We continued to date, but then out of nowhere, my longtime crush asked me out, so I said, okay, when and where? However, I still liked Sam, and so sneakily continued to date them both at the same time, which I didn't mind because I wasn't giving dinners a dime. But it got to the point where I had to choose, and I picked the other guy, and it gave Sam the blues. But I finally came to the end of summer semester and realized I made the wrong choice, and it was definitely beginning to fester. So the night before I left for home to the beautiful CO, I went to Sam's place and explained everything, and he was like, whoa. However, there's a twist because before all of this happened, I decided to go to BYU Hawaii the next semester with my Joseph, my big bro. I knew I was safe and would still be relationship free because I was across the Pacific, so we kept it casual, which worked out great for me. Hawaii was an incredible experience and we continued to keep in touch, but then he decided to come visit me, which for him was so clutch. So we finally returned to school in Idaho and decided to give it a try, and dated for a whopping 2 weeks before I ended it because of my wandering eye. So I broke it off again while I dated other guys, but none of them came close to being my sweet Sam and his hazel eyes. I knew I still had feelings for him, but just wasn't ready yet. And I just felt the draw to go on a mission, so I decided to go out and cast my net. I served in the wonderful state of Virginia, of our good old USA, where I was able to teach about Christ all around the Chesapeake Bay. It was the hardest and most rewarding experience that has completely shaped my life.
That's Kelly's sister.
Oh yes, I included her just for this.
That is good.
Which changed my heart and truly made me to come to really know the Christ. I fell in love with the people, the culture, the scenery, and even the humid air. But I was totally fine to leave the possums, chiggers, and blood-sucking ticks there. That looks fake, it's a real possum in that cage. My mission was up and it was time for real life to come back, which meant finishing school and facing Sam, which the thought gave me a slight heart attack. Because deep down in my black heart, I knew I just couldn't live without the lad. And that forced me to have a thing called feelings, which I didn't know I had. So I came home and successfully avoided him for about a week, but he was tired of waiting. So he did something pretty sleek. Apparently while I was gone, he got in good with my little sis Kitty. And called her to tell me that I had to talk to him at some point, which I'll give it to him, it was gritty. So back to school I went with freshman Juan Pablo by my side to see Sam and also introduce John to his future bride. You're welcome for introducing you two, by the way. I knew it was going to happen from day one, I have to say. But the rest is history with Sam, and I finally said goodbye to the single lady life. Because Sam took Beyonce's advice and put a ring on it, and I totes became his wife. And since that story was way too long to share, I mean, it was over a 4-year period to be totally fair. I would quickly say that wedding 8 years ago, it's truly been the best time ever, because he's my BFF, homie, and main thug forever. I always say it was a good thing we didn't know each other in high school.
That wasn't a costume.
No.
That was high school.
He was a wankster.
You dating LaFonda?
We finally finished our bachelor's and then Sam's master's degree, and even did small things like play on the same softball team. From moving back to Colorado and having 3 kids in between, we've also been able to travel to some bucket list places, which were truly quite the scene. It's truly been a beautiful life so far, and I really can't complain. I mean, Sam even dresses up with me, which I know can be a pain. Okay, really, this is getting too long, so I'll end by saying we are truly living the dream with our 3 kiddos as the cherries on top of our sweet ice cream.
Yeah.